All right, YouTube, here we go. We are post-patch 3.0 in NBA 2K25. I don't know if I feel that big of a difference. I am SauceDeVille. I hope you're well. Welcome back to another video. If you find anything helpful or just enjoy the vibes, please consider hitting that like button, hitting the sub button. We are on the road to 1,000 subs. Pretty cool to say that now that we've hit 500. Today's video, very quick. I know that we've talked about passing and the passing icons. I also know that we talked about our pass target settings. But one thing I have not discussed in that window, in the controller settings, what do I find useful in terms of visual cue, what kind of risk am I shooting on, layup timing, etc, etc. Not that much info to talk about really, but I have played a little bit on this new patch. Again, I'm not noticing that much, but just in case you're curious, here I am. Let's do this thing. Now, I'm still coming off a little bit of a flu or sickness or whatever it is, man. So you're gonna have to bear with me. Also, hence why I'm just blasting through this video. I'm trying to get out some content for you. First things first, we're gonna scroll right behind me here, and you're gonna hit features. We're gonna pop over to controller settings. Now, like I said, man, we have done the pass target settings. We have talked about the who to guard and why I have it turned off. We've talked about icon passing and why pass type control, in my opinion, is the most useful option. Obviously, if you haven't seen either of those videos, they are up on the channel. One of them might pop up right above me here. Go check it out if you want and come back. We'll be here when you're ready. We have not talked about what I'm using right now. Vibration off, distraction, adaptive triggers. Now this is kind of cool. I have it turned off, but for collisions and fatigue and stuff, if you're on PlayStation, it's kind of neat. You can feel the adaptive triggers doing things that harder to push when you're trying to back somebody down, or you get hit and you stumble and there's like you can't sprint so the button doesn't work. I don't know. I think that's what it's talking about. Pretty cool on some games, not this game. So here we go, man. Because I've started doing those tournaments and some of those online things, some of the play now, some of the quick plays, to be honest, I just got so fucking tired of losing or even being in close games that shouldn't be close games because people keep hitting whites. No matter what, they hit whites all day, every single game. So I was on high risk up until a couple weeks ago when I just said, you know what, I've had enough. I'm just gonna join the dark side. I'm gonna go down to normal risk and I'm gonna test my luck and see what happens. Lo and behold, I'm winning more games now because now I'm also making whites that probably shouldn't go in. And it weirdly feels a little bit more balanced going up against other players that are on similar settings. That being said, I hate that this is in the game. I still wish green or miss in a competitive nature was an option. And yes, if you're playing with friends and you're like, hey, we're both gonna go on high risk, it's green or miss, this is amazing, great, fun, yay. But online, you don't get to have that conversation. You don't get to just enjoy the luxury of both people having the same competitive spirit. So we got to do something. I will say though, after using high risk, basically for the first couple months or whatever, some of the whites on normal are definitely not the shot feedback that is actually happening. I was playing fine on high risk. Rhythm shooting was great. The button shooting actually turned out to be good. And then I go down to normal risk and now all of a sudden I'm shooting rhythm shots that are slightly late and slightly slow, or the button is just always late, or something along those lines, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I do believe that a lot of the whites would actually translate into greens if that person was on high risk, because the green window is going to be a little bit bigger when they're wide open, at least when they're wide open. Everything else, I don't know. And speaking of rhythm shooting here post patch, I was listening to Splash talk about this. Now, last video we talked about Ty Debo. This one I'm talking about is Splash. I'm trying to get my content from good sources that make a lot of sense. So shout out to Splash. I was in his stream and I heard him talking about this very, very briefly. There was a slight nerf to rhythm shooting. Post-patch, people are saying there's even more of a nerf, but at least when I heard him say this, it was before the patch. So while there was a bit of a nerf, it was making more sense to shoot rhythm shots when you are going to be lightly or higher contested. Meaning if you see a defender coming out to guard you, then get on your rhythm shot. If you're wide open, the button was more effective when you were wide open. Anyway, all that to be said, I'm on normal risk. This one hurts my heart, bro. Why real player percentage is an option on online gameplay blows my mind and drives me crazy. But again, last I heard, real player percentage was some kind of magic. You just push it and you go, and it's way too OP. And again, playing other people online, doing the same settings, losing or being in competitive games against people that you should not be, all things considered, is completely infuriating. So I wanted to give it a shot, forgot to turn it off. I kind of got used to it. I live with the result. It is what it is. If it goes in, it goes in. If it doesn't, oh well, get back on defense. Again, post-patch, we're going to see as the days go on, as the weeks go by, we're going to see what gets changed again, what gets nerfed, what gets buffed. But for now, this is where I'm at. It kind of sucks and I don't like it. But at the same time, to stay in the realm of needing to be somewhat competitive against whatever's out there, man, you got to do what you gotta do. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, this game is not really built for the comp play, man. Is not built for competition right now. Free throw, it's on user timing because I want to do something out there. Shot timing visual cue that I've been on all year pretty much, except for like the first week, the first few days when I was really trying to figure things out. I set it to push. That's what I was last year. I brought it back and I said, you know what? I'm just going to try and get used to it. I'm just going to try and look for the cues wherever they are, man. I'm on push. That's it. And it's become really, really good for me. Been really comfortable, especially lately with the James Harden build, the new Scotty Barnes build. Let me know in the comments if you want that build on a video. What I really need to do is go back to my Kobe Bryant build that I was having such a difficult time shooting on in the beginning of the year. I got to go back there and I need to see if all these patches, all these buffs, all these nerfs, all these things, my skill set, I need to see if I can actually shoot on that build again. Or not even again, for the first time ever. So I'm on push. And another thing that I will note here is I've gone away from the jump shot creator. I know you can set your own custom visual cue and all the things, the speed, you mash and mix up your jump shot exactly how you want it. And I have lived in that jump shot creator in past 2Ks. But right now, I have been having a lot of success just putting on regular base jump shots. My James Harden build, I just have the James Harden jump shot, not from the creator, straight from the list. And it's been awesome, actually. Scotty Barnes jump shot, straight base stock jump shot. So though I've loved the creator in past years, this year I feel like there's too much at play. There's too much going on with the new visual cue thing and it doesn't really work, but maybe it does. Is it placebo? Is it actually doing something? I just don't know. I couldn't figure it out. There's too many moving parts, at least in the beginning of the year. And then I went to the stock jump shots, I put it on push, and I've been loving it. So I haven't looked back on that. I might change my mind later on, but all things considered, right now, I can shoot again. So that's what I got going on for you, man. Again, super quick video. I'm still getting over this sickness. It's super annoying, but I wanted to get something out, and I realized that we hadn't talked about that section of the controller settings. So it only made sense and it felt right to do that now. Why not? Post-patch, patch 3.0 up and firing. I would love to know what you guys are using. Put that in the comments. I would also love to know, again, if you guys are feeling anything post-patch here, because I'm kind of not. I know there's a couple things that are like super obvious, like rebound strips aren't really there anymore. When somebody drives and they get the steal on them, they took that out completely, even though that was like a selling point in the beginning. So that's kind of confusing. So I know that there are some things that are super obvious, but in terms of the little things, like the little behind the scene details, to be honest, I haven't really felt anything. So if you notice something, please let us know. And on that note, I am out of here. Again, I'm SauceDeVille. I appreciate you very much. And as always, until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and put some sauce on it.